What's up, guys? It's David coming at you from Organic Priced Books with a new release from DC. Now, I like to show things that are a little bit different. We have a lot of omnibuses, and we have a lot of people who do reviews for us, content creators that do amazing jobs, much better than me. And that's why we definitely want them to showcase the book, their opinions, their talent, their lighting, all of that. That's great. But I like to show things that are a little bit more, I don't want to say not in the spotlight, but kind of like things you wouldn't think about getting. And you'd be like, oh, hey, maybe you like it. Maybe this is something you might want to get. So today we're looking at DC Comics Style Guide. A new book from DC. Now, this is pretty interesting. Now, definitely, this is more of behind the scenes, info, stuff like that, things that you wouldn't really get in the comics, because we get the finalized product, the fights, the colors, the inks, all of that, the story, we get all that finalized, but there's a lot that goes behind the scenes of that, and this is a little bit of that that I really do find very interesting, especially just the process of how, they chose the colors, they chose the design, they chose all that stuff. So it's really cool to see that. Let me show you the front, spine, and the back. This is a little bit, a little bit taller than an Omni. So I have an Omni right here. It's a little bit taller, as you can see right there. And then, of course, maybe like 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches. That it's longer, so it's not going to fit in your Omni, bookcase that you have. It's definitely used so that it can show kind of like more of the process that they use. So let's jump into this one and take a look at the DC Comics Style Guide. All right, guys, let's jump into the DC Comics Style Guide. So, published in 1982. Very cool. So this is just kind of like a table of contents, and it gives you a little bit about the book. But basically, that's cool. Oh, they came in a binder instead of a book. Yeah, that's actually really funny, or not funny, interesting. There we go. So this is definitely more behind the scenes. It's not really a comic book in the sense of like you're getting stories. It's just kind of like a history of how the guides, the style guides, the colors were picked out, like the trademark requirements, stuff like that, the guidelines. That is, like I said, if you're into the history of comics and all that stuff, this is really, really interesting. Look, the Pantone substitution and the color that they were supposed to get, so that it would come out correctly, so that it matched in every single one of the different series that they were in or that they came out. You had to have the correct percentage, the process percentage in the color, in the formula, so that it would pop out with the same color and have that consistency throughout the entire book. Really, really cool. So like that. Look, for highlights on Superman's hair, you need to do that. For Lois Lane's hair, that. And you send it out to all of the publishers, basically, so that they would have that. See, look at that. So yeah, very, very interesting. I definitely think it's one of the like it's definitely a look behind the mask or behind the curtain at what it takes to draw the comics, or the process that it has to go through, so that comics stay consistent between all of the different printers, publishers, and all that. And that way you can see what it looks like. Like, oh, this is what a costume looks like under the cape, from the side, from the front, so that they all know, all the artists who draw them, or who if you guest star Superman on your comic, you can't have the shield too big, or you can't do this and that, or the belt has to be the right color. All that stuff is it's a whole process. The Robin's aspect of like that, the different enemies. Again, this stuff is really interesting to me. Just kind of how the process. You think it's just, oh, the person draws it, somebody else just colors it, and there you go, it's the end. But no, there's this whole network of of people who make sure that the same Batman color goes throughout the entire run, so that you don't have any discrepancies whenever you get the final product. Very cool. You want to keep your brand. You want to keep the integrity of your characters. That's right. Shazam. Very cool. What he looks like under the cape, so you can see it. The Justice League, okay. Very, very cool. A little history on them right there, so people can, when they put it out, maybe on like the toys, you would have the information, so it's all the same throughout, the different companies of toys, companies of products that have that description. Samurai, oh yeah. Mr. Freeze. I like how Mr. Freeze shot from his hip, just kind of like hip thrust. Boom. You're frozen solid now. Teen Titans, there you go. Very, very cool. So yeah, this book is definitely for those that want to see behind the scenes, kind of check out what really was the process of getting these characters out to the printers, publishers, distributors, and the things that they couldn't show or do or stuff like that. So very, very cool to see that. And if you're interested in that, definitely check this book out. Again, it's the DC Comics Style Guide, and it's available at Organic Price Books, guys. And I will see you in the next one.